from the professions.
Can't even put it in the screen.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
But first we gotta put it down so they don't know what it is. We'll fool them.
Ow!
I swear to God, I will punch you in the face.
You already punched me once. What's wrong?
I don't like that at all.
Like what?
I don't like to be tickled.
I'm not tickling you.
Yeah, you were trying to though. Can you even hear us? Can you hear my lisp?
Why is it towards us? Is that normal?
No. But if I do this, it might be in the
It's
shot.
in the shot.
It is?
Yep.
Do you think it's fine?
No.
Oh my God.
Listen, you had an hour to set this up.
What did you do to help?
I'm not equipment manager. I'm the talent, not rocket appliances.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about...
Board games.
Jeff?
I'm mad at you.
Change the friggin' record. I'm producing a lot more saliva because of
That sounded gross.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about...
Board games.
And...
Board gamey things.
Exactly. My name is Jamie.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're here today to do another overview and review video.
Do you want me to talk more because you had a root canal?
That's probably a good idea. Today's overview and review is on... Oh, did you ever notice that?
Backwards.
Today's overview and review is on the initiative from Unexpected Games. This was sent to us by Asmodee Canada. So thank you, Asmodee, for sending this to us for review.
Who designed it? Corey Knitska.
Corey Knitska. It's a good thing you said it because I can't. I do need to tell people I just had a root canal.
Yeah, so...
My lisp is real.
Well, it always was real.
I always have
I don't
a
know
lisp.
if anyone else noticed it, but...
But it is very exaggerated because I can't fully close my mouth. Jeff's going to do more talking in this video.
I'm not.
So that's going to be fun for everybody.
I'm not gonna do that.
The initiative is, like Jeff said, designed by Corey Knitska.
Knitska.
You have a hair in your
Yeah,
mouth.
of course I do.
So Jeff's going to give you the overview. Good luck.
In 1994, 4 teenagers find a mysterious game at a yard sale. As they play it, they discover it is strangely connected to their lives. What will they risk to unravel the secrets of the initiative?
Ba, ba, ba.
That's it.
So, but it gives you steps. Step
Number 1, read the comic. Before each game, read a page of the comic to set the stage. 2, play the game. Use teamwork and wits to complete a series of increasingly challenging missions. 3, unlock the secrets. After each game, discover secrets and crack codes to uncover the true purpose of the initiative.
Secrets.
Unbelievable.
Secrets. That is the initiative. That didn't really tell you much of anything. Basically, this is a campaign scenario-based game where you are cracking codes,
Taking names.
taking names and doing puzzles.
Puzzle
So,
man.
There are a lot of spoilers within this game, so we need to be very careful about what we show you, what we say, what we do,
Indubitably.
how we do it, all of those things. Basically, you are a group of teenagers, and it's set in 1994, and you go to this yard sale, and you find a board game called
The Key.
The Key. And within The Key, this board game, there's all these codes and these secrets, and you're trying to unravel the secret and the mystery of this board game.
And each character is like intertwined into this game, like
Yes.
personal story and stuff.
Yeah, and the whole story is told through a comic book.
Mhm.
And each character, there's 4 characters in the game,
Yep.
each character has their own story that's interwoven within this comic book. And even though you might not play as all of the characters, you get to experience all of their stories.
Yeah, and maybe you won't experience it fully.
Maybe, we don't really know.
Well, we kind of do.
Well, the thing about this game is there's like 15 missions or 16 missions, and win or lose, you move on.
Mhm.
So even if you lose a mission, you don't have to go back, or at least I don't think. We haven't lost anything yet because we're amazing at this game.
Indeed.
You don't have to go back, you just have to do something a little bit different. So
Yeah.
win or lose, you keep progressing through the game. Each mission gives you a code that you need to break, whether that's through letters, numbers, phrase, whatever it might be.
Ciphers.
So, ciphers, and then there are secrets that become uncovered that help you throughout the game to uncover other things.
Mhm. So you might uncover something early in the campaign that might help you later in the campaign. You might not immediately draw that correlation,
You never know.
but then you might later on be like, oh wait, this looks like something we uncovered earlier. We should look at that. This is very difficult to do without spoiling. So if we're being overly vague,
That's why. Secrets, secrets,
are no fun.
secrets, secrets.
Hurt someone.
Yeah, but in the game, the initiative, they're essential.
They are.
So we have played this game numerous times now. I think we've played 10 of the missions so far.
Yeah, we're over halfway through.
We're over halfway through. I think we only have like 5 or 6 left, which is kind of sad. But we've played this game with 4 people and we've played it with 2 people. The beauty of this game is that you can do that. You can add whoever you want into a scenario. Now, the deeper you get into the game, you might just need to do a brief overview of here are all the codes we've already cracked. Here are the secrets that we have. But it's very easy to invite somebody into this game.
What I would say, though, if you're bringing someone in later on, they're missing a lot of the, like, magic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a dolphin.
Let's go into the review, starting with the theme. We've already kind of talked...
Do you ever introduce music where it's like, we're going into the review and it's like...
I could.
Like lasers and something.
We're going into the theme. Well, you don't need to do it. I'll add the lasers. No. We're going into the theme. Jeff. Never mind. I give up. All right, the theme. So we've already talked about the theme a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's set in the 90s. It's all about this board game and this group of friends who find the game and who are trying to uncover this code. There's also their own stories interwoven within the story of the game itself. Well, basically, they're teenagers going through teenagey things.
Yes.
They have self-image issues. They have secrets of their own. They've got, issues with their friends, and they're trying to figure out life as you do as a youth, as a street youth in 1994.
Yeah, and while playing this key game.
Yeah, you are the character playing the game. It's not like, this is just a character. Like Jeff and I use the same characters when we play, and it feels like you are part of the game. Jeff plays
My character's name's Phil. He's
I play
a man.
Jenny. So that's really the theme. It's not like a spooky thing. There's a little bit of like mystery.
Definitely some permeating mysterious stuff going on.
Yeah.
That you need to figure out. And I mean, it's the 90s. Like, that's cool.
And I think the fact that it's like a board game that has all the secrets. It's
board
almost
game
like
in a
they
game.
found Jumanji, but less scary.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we were first playing it, I was like, oh, this is kind of like Jumanji.
Yeah, like you find this board game and it's filled with all of these things that are not what you would expect.
Yeah. That's
the theme. I really don't want to say more about it.
It's very cute.
I love it. I love the theme.
Yeah, it's very cute.
That's what I will say about it.
Like,
I love
cute-ish.
Do you think it's cute?
Like the artwork and
the
stuff.
The artwork is pretty cool, yeah, but that's not really theme.
Ugh, I never know. What is theme? Everyone's like, that's not the theme.
Moving on to the components. Now, this is where we must become very careful. Make sure we don't do spoilers. So the first thing that it does come with is a mixture of both your rules and the comic book that walks you through the game. Within this book, it goes through literally every scenario at the very beginning. It has the overview of the game, how to use a campaign log, what the components are, everything that you need to know. And then as you continue on in the game, you will unlock other things that I'm not going to show you that may add in additional rules. This is a guidebook more than anything, and it's filled with cartoons that I can't show you, or comics.
The comic book is actually really good.
The comic book is really good.
And it's funny because it's one of those things where I'm like, there's stuff hidden everywhere in this game.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, every time we flip a page, I'm like, oh, what's this
What's
thing?
in there? Yeah, it's
What's
very
there?
good at keeping things hidden.
Yep.
And it's very good at making you think and like be more observant of your surroundings. This isn't a spoiler. This is the first page, but basically this is how it'll look. It'll give you your first chapter with some dialogue. And at the very bottom, it will say stop. And that means you can't read anymore. So when you read the rule book, you actually have to read it folded over, which is typically a book faux pas. It will tell you to stop, and it will either tell you to play a mission or to go to another page to do maybe a side quest of some sort. Then on the back, there is the campaign log, and that basically just walks you through the campaign. You check off what you've done, what you haven't done, whether you were successful or you failed, what secrets you uncovered, all those things. Then it comes with a board. The board is double-sided. At the beginning of the mission, it will tell you which side you need to lay down. And on top of the board is where you're going to add all of your little clue tokens. So basically, it's filled with these little cardboard clue tokens. You shuffle these around so you don't see what's on the bottom. The bottom has different like glyphs or little things that might happen that you don't want to happen. And you randomly place them around on the board based on that mission's setup. You also have little cardboard character tokens. This is my character, Jenny.
Jenny.
Ooh, what we forgot to mention, a cool thing about the characters is you have a character, but in their mind, they're like this cool adult detective, right? So Jenny, who is my character, like this little image of her on here is not what Jenny actually looks like. This is what she would imagine that she's looking like if she's like a detective or an investigator. Anyways, you have mission cards, and I'm not going to show them to you, but I'm trying to get out of here are the character cards. So like I said before, each person will take a character. This is Phil, this is Jeff's character. On the back, it will show what Phil actually looks like and what his alter ego looks like, who's this cool dude with binoculars. And then on the front, it will give their name and their skill. So each character has a special ability. For Phil, he's tech savvy. So he can choose up to 3 nearby rooms, reveal 1 clue token in each room.
Amazing ability.
Yeah, we find Jenny and Phil work really well together.
Well, I mean, it's mainly Phil.
Then you get a bunch of cards. The cards all just have a different symbol and a number. There are briefcases, walkie-talkies, binoculars, binochlorises, depending
Binoculars.
Binochlorises. Did I ever tell you that story? When I was little, I was looking in like one of those Where's Waldo books. Or not Where's Waldo, but you know, like
I Spy?
Yeah. I read the word and I couldn't figure it out to Zach. I was like, Zach, what are binochlorises? And he looked at it, he's like, binoculars? And I was like,
boy.
Yeah. And then it will also give you 4 cards, which are the 4 actions that you can take in the game. So in the game, you get 2 actions that you can do on your turn. Of those actions, you can run, so movement through the rooms. You can gather, pick up clues. You can intel, flip over clues into rooms that aren't near you. And then you can regroup because you have to lay down cards.
And you can also take your special action.
Yes, or you can take your special action. But you can only take your special action once. Everything else you can do twice if you want to do it. Finally comes with this little doohickey here. Basically what you do is you slide your mission card into this and it will hide everything. And then as you uncover the codes, you flip up these suckers and it will reveal what the phrase is or what the combination is or whatever.
Get the secret phrase.
Secret phrase. That's everything that comes in the box that we know of so far.
You're the culprit
What?
for putting boxes on incorrectly.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention. Moving on to the rules. The rules of this game are very simple.
Very simple.
And the beauty of it is that it walks you through as you play the game. There's about 1.5 pages of like a how to play in the rule book or in the guidebook. So you just walk through that. It tells you what you can do and then you just play the game, and as you go, new rules might become uncovered. It did not take us very long to learn this game. I learned it in probably less than 10 minutes, and then I taught Jeff as we played.
This game is less board game rule heavy as it is just an experience. And so there's not a ton of like rules to navigate, but one of the biggest things is just understanding that when you take an action, you have to do it in order of the cards you've laid down. So let's just say, for example, we want to do a gather action and I play a 3 card from my hand. In the future, if Jamie wants to take that gather action, she has to play a card higher than 3 in order to take that action. And as you move up, I think the cards go up to 12. So let's just say I've played a 10 on the gather. Now Jamie can only play an 11 or a 12 in order to take that action. So that's one of the, it's not difficult, but that would be the most difficult rule component I would say exists in this game, and it's not difficult at all.
No, and it's difficult because it's a co-op game, but you cannot specifically say what numbers you have in your hand.
Yeah, you can speak in generalities.
Like, for example, I might say, I really shouldn't go first. Or Jeff might say, you probably really want me to go first. And you can talk about the actions that you take. You'd be like, hey, you should run and gather. So like we mentioned before, there's 4 actions: run, gather, intel, and regroup. Like Jeff said, all you do is you play a card from your hand, the lower the better, then you put it on whichever pile that you want to do. So if it's run, you put your card on the run, and then you take your action, and then you do your other action. Every action costs 1 except for your special action, which costs 2 cards, which just get discarded. The regroup allows you to take all of the cards from one of those piles and discard them so you can start again. So like Jeff said, if I have nothing in my hand besides an 11, and a 12, I'm going to have to play one of those. But the next round, if I get a lower card, I can play that into the regroup. We could take all the cards from that run action, and then we can run again. The other main thing about this is you're kind of fighting a clock. The more cards you spend, the faster the game is going to go. So you don't always want to do your special action all the time. Once the deck runs out, you get to reset the deck, but you shuffle in these 4 cards that have little clocks on them. Once you get 3 clocks, because you never know when you're going to draw them, once you draw 3 clocks, the game ends. And if you do not have the puzzle solved, you lose. So you have to be really mindful about when you play what cards, how many cards you're picking up, and all of that stuff.
One thing I should mention, you can't regroup the regroup.
Right.
There's a little bit of strategy and just to make sure you don't get overwhelmed with stuff.
Yeah.
But.
And basically what you're doing is you're going through the rooms and you're picking up clues that hopefully as you flip them over will have a matching glyph to what is on your clue card of your mission. So you can flip that up and start figuring out what the answer to the puzzle is. And there are some things within that might not be great. So there's like a gas card.
There's like booby traps.
Yeah, booby traps. So that's pretty much it in terms of the rules and how the game actually plays. The last thing about how it's played is basically when you think you have the answer for the clue, you have to both agree to solve the puzzle. And if even one person says, nope, I'm not ready to solve it, then you cannot solve it. And you get one guess. And if you are wrong, you lose. Rules. Very easy.
Very light load.
Let's move into gameplay and replayability.
Well, I think we already talked about it.
We've already moved in there. Laser noise. It's very light, but I wonder if we find it very light because Jeff is weirdly good at code breaking and puzzles.
I think it's light. I think this is a game that, like, what's the age?
10 plus?
I think that this is a game that's definitely playable.
8 plus.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Just
light.
Maybe I'm really bad at puzzles.
Maybe. There's definitely some ciphers and stuff that come out, and it's like, whoa, this takes some brain power.
Yeah.
But I think the overall, like, theme and mechanics and everything you do in this game is light enough that you could experience it with your kid.
Yeah,
You're probably going to navigate a lot of this for them, but I think it's a process that you could follow. Someone's calling me.
The board game aspect of this game is minimal.
Definitely. Very
easy. Like we said, you're just...
The board game as in like the section where you are moving around a map and uncovering tokens, it's very simplistic. That section is not this game. That's not why you're playing this game.
No, the game comes into that code breaking experience and getting into the story and trying to like piece things together and figure it out. So I would say this definitely leans more towards experience over board game.
Definitely.
For sure.
100%.
Which is fine by me, personally.
Like, I would argue it falls in line with like inexperience like Micro Macro, Chronicles of Crime, that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's very quick to play. Missions, like, we can rip through like 3 missions in one round.
You could remove some of the fun of this game if you so choose. Like, you might start a scenario and get like 1 or 2 things flipped up and you might know it and then you can guess right away. I mean, there's some uncertainty in whether or not you'll get it correct. There's just a lot of like possibilities for this game to be played incorrectly. If you played with the wrong group, you know, that are just gonna, I don't know, I don't want to say sabotage, but
saboteur,
you know, don't follow how the game is meant to be played.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, overall, I'm gonna say it, gameplay is fun.
Yeah,
I think this game is super fun.
We've
However,
been adoring it.
I do think that the novelty will wear off a little bit if you play too much of it too quickly, which we may have done. However, I still love it. It's something that's definitely going to get you thinking. You have to be able to work well with others in
it's
order
very
to play
interactive
this game.
Between the players.
I would say it would play best at 2. I wouldn't, like, we played it at 4 and it was fine at 4.
Do you think that's a personal bias?
I don't think so. I think most people would prefer to play a game like this at 2. I guess it would depend on who you're playing with. The too many cooks in the kitchen scenario.
Yeah, the reason why I asked, you know, or is that a bias, is because I think that we are biased to playing co-op games at 2-player. I'm not saying you're wrong. I did prefer it at 2 over 4 for the exact reason you mentioned, but I just wonder if some people might just have a good group of 4 that doesn't happen in.
Sure, yeah. Could be.
I agree. It's best at 2.
Yeah.
I don't have a qualm in saying that.
Replayability, we don't know.
So
I would say none.
From what I can gather, there's some stuff that happens at the end that allows you to play some stuff after the fact, like special missions, I guess you might want to call them. I wouldn't say the replayability of this is very high.
Yeah, like you could play this again, but if you've played it before, then you're not going to want to be the one solving the puzzles. You might be in there helping, like, hey, I'll flip over these things for you, I'll gather and do whatever, but you guys handle solving the puzzles, because it's not going to be very much fun for you to solve a puzzle that you already know the answers to.
Mm-hmm. I think if you wanted to replay this, to your point, it would be that, like, I want you to experience this, and I want to experience you experiencing it. Mm-hmm. I think that would be the replayability level.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't see us playing this again. Mm-mm. No, I'm enjoying these.
Not because it's not enjoyable, just because it will have run its course.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Critique. Puzzles are hard.
I honestly don't know if I have a critique.
I think you do.
Which?
I think you have said before that you think it's a little bit too simplistic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, fair. I was going to say, I feel like it's catered to a younger audience. Yeah. That's tough, though, because it says on the box.
Yeah, it says
like, how can I critique a game that clearly states that it's for younger?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't overtly say it's for a younger audience, but when I see 8 on the game, I don't even know if that's necessarily a critique, because I'm still enjoying it.
I wish that there was just more to do in the board game aspect of it. Mm-hmm. Like maybe more boards or different ways to uncover the glyphs and different things that you can do, because every single game we're pretty much doing the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. I'm walking to another room and I'm flipping these things. Do we need them? No. Okay, now you go. Walking, doing another. Okay, now you go. Where the fun of this game is, like I said, is in the puzzles and the puzzle solving. I would like there to be a bit more fun in the gameplay.
To your point, you're playing this game for the experiences that exist outside of that board. 100%. I don't know. That's tough, because to your point, like, half of the game is technically that board. Is there a way they could have increased difficulty or changed it up a little bit? Yeah. Maybe they needed to make each side of the board a bit more different.
Yeah, I don't find that the two sides of the board, it's just a different layout. It doesn't actually change the game at all. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, we haven't fully finished the game yet. We still have a few scenarios left, so who knows? The one thing I do love about this game is all of the surprises.
It's so, like,
there's things that come up. There was one thing that came up that literally I was like, this is amazing. I was so excited. Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
There's moments of this game that we've played, especially early on, that were like those epic gaming moments that we will remember forever.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of games can say that.
No.
And that has to be given credit to this game.
Totally.
I think the critique we have, in my opinion, is very shallow. Not shallow as in it's not merited, but there's just not a lot to not like about this game, given what it is, what the content is, who it's directed towards. There's just not a lot that I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to play this. Like, when we first started playing this, we were hype.
We wanted to play it immediately after, and we did.
If you want really good gaming experience, communal experience with a loved one or a kid or a friend that's a little bit different, 100% recommend this bad boy.
Yeah. So I guess we're moving into our final thoughts. That was kind of a part of your final thoughts.
Yeah.
I love this game. I've been having such a good time. Jeff can tell I'm sitting there and the scenario's done and I'm just kind of like not putting it away. And he's like, you want to play another mission? And I'm always like, yeah, well, maybe just like one more, because you can play them so quickly. And I love like going through the comic book and reading the story and learning more about friends. And
that's interesting to me. So I think we have an interesting dynamic here. I like this game because I've really discovered that I like uncovering those puzzles and doing the code
He's
breaking.
Like, wait a minute, what about if we flip a do and doodle a do?
Like,
and I'm like, what?
Figuring out the ciphers and like seeing new cards that pop up and like, oh, this is a secret and what does this mean? And there's like hidden messages and stuff everywhere. I enjoy that. Where I think, and not saying Jamie doesn't enjoy that, but I can tell playing this game how much Jamie's enjoying reading through that narrative. So she reads the comic book, she reads the story, she reads the scenarios, and I do the puzzle breaking and like stuff.
I look up the alphabet So there.
I just think,
Very useful.
there's a little bit of everything in here for people, and that comic book is phenomenal. I think it'd be fantastic for a young kid. You're trying to get into board games.
I'd love to see this as like a little TV show with these kids. Like, I just love them all. Phil and Jenny and Prathna and Brock. Is the other one. Yeah. And there's some good diversity in here with the characters.
It's a phenomenal game. It's tough for me to like make a comparative piece because it is so different from everything you would play. Like, I'm never going to compare this game to like Gloomhaven or even like something light like Space Base. It's a completely different experience. Yeah. I think it falls in that realm of like Chronicles of Crime and Micro Macro and stuff like that.
Yeah, except it doesn't require an app, which for a lot of people is a huge benefit because I feel like you're still getting the experience through that comic book without having to have something digital. Yep. Because I know that people feel like that takes away from their gaming. Sometimes we don't feel that way. We love app-based games. Yep. I love this game. Yes. I love it.
It's very, very good.
I want to know what's underneath this little scratched out thing. I'm sure we'll find out soon. I want to look in here and see what's going on. It's a great game.
Agreed.
It's a fantastic game. I definitely recommend you give it a go. If you were to give it a rating.
I want to see what BGG gave it. I'm not going to give it the BGG rating. I just want to see...
My guess is it's an 8 something.
I would say it's an 8.3. 7.8. I was going to give it an 8.
Me too.
So I think I'm in line with that.
Yeah, I think an 8 from me as well.
We will follow up when we do our wrap up at the end of the month. We'll do a quick... We'll finish this by then, and then we'll kind of have final thoughts and stuff. Yeah. But I don't think that I'm going to be shifted away from an 8. Nope. Unless this crash and burns over the next like 6 or so missions. Which I can't see happening. It's a solid 8 game for me.
Like Jeff said, we will do an update in our monthly wrap-up. So our thoughts may change. You just never know. But as of right now, that's kind of where we're sitting. So that, my friends, is the initiative.
Highly recommend.
Unexpected Games. Corey Knitska.
Knitska.
Knitska. That's what I said. Anyways, you guys, that is all that we have for you today. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing to us here at Foster the Meeple. My mouth is really starting to hurt from all the talking.
If you want to buy the initiative, you can find it at your local friendly gaming store. I screwed it up. Friendly local gaming store.
Yeah, for us here in
Halifax, that is the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Yes, it is.
Located on
Barrington Street. Please feel free to join us on our Discord where we have all the chats and Kyle asks all the tough questions.
Kyle's getting way too many mentions.
He's asked all the good questions. The recent question he asked to the group was, if someone came up to you with a coin and they said,
you're going to butcher this.
Either you get this much money or I could flip this coin and you either get nothing or you get 10 times that amount. What is the amount that you would take?
You explained it somewhat correctly, but I feel like you were all over the map. So basically, the question was, if someone came up to you and you're not using your own money,
mysterious
someone
man
else's
in a
money.
trench coat.
So they come up to you and they're like, hey, listen, you flip this coin. If you flip the coin and you're correct, I will times your money by 10. Yeah. If you're incorrect, you get 0. So for example, let's just say I had $500 and he's like, okay, you can flip the coin. And if you get it right, you get 10 times 500. You get it wrong, you get 0. At what point, at what dollar amount,
do you not take the risk?
Do you not take the risk and flip the coin?
There is no dollar amount. I will always flip.
Basically, Jamie's going to go Jamie's going to go until she has 0 money. Yeah. She'll just fail at some point. I said 50K. I think I would do it until 50K.
That's not enough.
Yes, because then I could take that 50K and like put it into, a high interest account or something.
You never had the money to begin with. You just
it's not worth it.
Anyways, those are the types of conversations that we're having in the Discord. Happening. We also have a Patreon, so feel free to check that out if you so choose to support us. You don't have to, but if you do, we highly appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it.
What else do we have? We also have social media at Foster the Meeple. We are on Instagram and Twitter, so definitely go follow us on there as well. I think that's everything. That's more than enough, and that's all we have. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you again soon, and hopefully next time I won't have a lisp.
Later days.
Later days. Bye. It's from all the talking. It started to hurt. Just sore. Like I need to do jaw stretches.
To change everything anyway.
Oh, I didn't change anything.
Yeah, you moved that way closer to me. It's so bright.
Jeff, it's called being a professional. Look it up. Jeff, please don't. Please don't. Keep your hands to yourself. No means no.
Can't keep your hands to myself.
So it will say stop, and then it will either tell you to play a mission or go to what?
You said stop, and I was like, in the name of love. What are you doing?
I don't know. It's not going back in the right way. There. Okay, I figured it out. Everybody calm down. You need to calm down. You're being too loud. Where would I find that? Where on the internet do I find board game phrases? My jaw is starting to hurt from all the talking.